Believe it or not, the best new restaurant in Greater Boston doesn't have a name, or a sign, or even a front door.
There's no name, there's no entrance, there's no storefront, there's no awning, there's no nothing. It's very untraditional.
But in spite of all that, if you can find your way to this mysterious spot, you'll experience one of the best meals of your life.
Guys, fire mussels, that's 2 all day.
Few chefs are more passionate about great food than Joshua Smith.
Sauteing spatzel in a 900-degree wood-fired oven. Now that's cooking.
And after working at some of Boston's best restaurants, he finally opened his own place a couple years ago, the outstanding Moody's Delicatessen in Waltham, where he ages, cures, and cooks dozens of handcrafted meats and piles them high on deliciously unforgettable sandwiches.
It's a carnivore's paradise.
When the space next door to Moody's became available, Joshua decided to take it over. But rather than just expanding the deli, he wanted to do something different. And that's how what's known as the Backroom was born.
We just affectionately call it our back room because that's what it is. It's the room behind the deli. We wanted it to be whatever you want it to be. Something special. It's just our back room. What are you going to do in our back room? You're going to have dinner. You're just going to have a drink. You're going to have a cocktail. It's just going to be a fun spot.
Joshua certainly spared no expense fixing up the back room. Once you enter through the deli, you'll find hand-blown lights, concrete tables, custom steel beams, a 3-sided bar featuring a state-of-the-art wine preservation system, a gorgeous wall made from limestone reclaimed from French abbeys, and a handmade copper dome wood-burning oven that blazes all night long.
It's just pure awesome. Whenever you do anything with this oven, whether you're near it, looking at it, or using it, it's just awesome. Absolutely awesome.
And it's the true workhorse of the kitchen, cooking almost every item on the menu.
The oven burns at such a high consistent heat, we can do a flatbread in 2 minutes, and it gives it a nice crispy crust, cooks the stuff on top perfectly. The meatballs, they go in, they can be cooked in like 2 minutes. Speeds up the food, gives nice wood flavor. It's the most efficient heat source out there.
When you come to the back room, come hungry, because you'll want to try everything on the meat-centric menu. And before you even order, the server will bring over a bucket of crunchy, fresh-fried truffle bugles.
We get this great cornmeal, and we extrude this little pasta shape, looks like a bugle. We deep fry them, toss them with a little bit of white truffle salt, and it becomes this addictive little snack.
After that, you might start with a platter of charcuterie, all made next door in the deli. A carnitas flatbread with smoked sausage and ancho lime crema, or maybe a thick, sexy slab of bourbon-bathed pork belly.
The experience when you take a bite of the pork belly should be sensual. It should be crispy, slightly salty, smoky, unctuous. The pork belly explodes in your mouth. The outside is texturally very exciting, and the inside is just so soft and luscious.
But the most popular starter by far are the never-the-same meatballs, made from the ends of all those house-made meats.
We have so much meat here. We don't want it to go to waste. So what happens to that little bit that you can't slice perfectly? So we take the ends, we grind them up, and then we make these wonderful meatballs. We use Parmesan Reggiano, bread, milk, all these meats, and we wood fire these meatballs in the oven and then serve them up with a little bit of red sauce and a farmer's cheese. But they're never the same, because if we have a ton of pastrami we're going through one week, maybe corned beef the next, it's going to vary week to week, and we make probably 1,400 meatballs every single week.
The menu at the back room is always changing. Sometimes you'll find Spätzle mac and cheese. Other times there's a croque madame flatbread, and maybe even grilled shishito peppers with copa. But one dish that's sure to stick around is the bacon and eggs, a luxurious bowl of black pepper spaghetti topped with bacon bolognese and a poached egg.
As you break that egg and you dig into this pasta, hopefully it's just every bite is like, wow. It's rich, it's heavy, but it's delicious.
Everything here is delicious, but the smoked Wagyu brisket with charred broccoli gratin and corn chow chow takes that deliciousness to the next level.
The brisket, I think, is one I'm really proud of. What we did was found the absolute best briskets we can find. We season them with salt, pepper, porcini. We slow roast these things over hardwood, sous vide for 2 days, and then picked up over the wood-fired grill, put it in your mouth, and it just explodes, just falls apart. You get that char on the outside of the brisket, a little bit of salt, and the meat itself just melts in your mouth. You can just taste the tender fat. It's very much like the foie gras of meat.
Joshua is a chef who obviously cares about the food coming out of his kitchen, but he tries to spend plenty of time in the back room's dining room too, because seeing his guests enjoy the fruits of all that labor might just be the best part of his job.
It just makes me so happy every day to come in here and see the smiling faces. When I walk through the dining room at night, the reactions, it's so wonderful. wonderful. We know people's names and they know our name, and we high five and we say hi and everybody just has fun together, and that's amazing.